So we're RAG, so we stand for Raising and Giving, so we're the largest charity society on campus. Just to give you an idea of how much we usually raise for charity, last year we raised just over £500,000 for multiple different causes, which is not bad at all. Hopefully we'll raise a little bit more this year.
So Rag Week is essentially a week of fundraising. Second and third years will have seen us about before, but freshers will have no clue what's hit them. So this year we're doing it in aid of Mind, which is a phenomenal charity. It's a mental health charity.
Yeah, like definitely in my second year at uni, I think I realised just on a personal level how prevalent mental health issues really are in student communities. And with Rag Week, it's a flagship event and we naturally want everyone to get involved. So we were trying to sort of think like, how can we engage a lot of people in the student community? So it just seemed like quite a natural cause to pick, actually, just because somebody always knows someone that's affected somehow.
Yeah.
So yeah, hopefully it'll be a really powerful week for everyone.
So we've got every single evening there is an event. We've got lip sync, we've got Strictly Come Warwick, we've got Stars in Their Eyes, we've got a poetry slam, but it's like an anything goes slam. Then we've got some big socials. We've got charity circle, so we're doing a charity circle. But then a phenomenal number of other other societies and clubs are also doing charity circles. So hopefully there'll be a little bit of a competition to see which society can raise the most.
You get those tattoos.
Yeah, the craziest pledge will win. And so far the craziest pledge is definitely on with Rag tattooed onto her foot. But I'm
dedication to the cause.
Dedication to the cause. Rag are always dedicated. And then we've got a bar crawl on Friday to sort of celebrate our week of fantastic fundraising together. During the day, we'll have stalls all around campus selling lovely, lovely things like cakes and stash and raffle tickets and care packages and roses and hot chocolate and everything. And you can order those online and collect them at any point. Or you can order them for other people, which would be really nice. So give your friend a present.
Yeah, if anyone wants to buy me one, just say. Test if you want
like all of the roses though.
Oh, babe.
Yeah. I know.
Basically, everyone's getting involved. So
literally, it's like it is Rag Week, but I think it's just Warwick week.
Yeah,
it's just Warwick Society and Club Week. Like everyone's just doing their bit, which is really amazing to see. But Dolphin will obviously be making a return.
Yeah.
We'd never get rid of the dolphin costume.
So the Free Education campaign is quite a broad movement, not only against tuition fees and cuts to higher education, but it's also expressing an alternative vision for higher education. So where we have universities that are free for all people to access, where the curriculum is liberated, and by that it means it's decolonised, it represents all people, it represents wide variety of views and backgrounds, and students are supported by maintenance grants. I think it's hugely important that students get involved in campaigns, not just going on demonstrations, but showing solidarity with staff, being active in the local community, talking to their MPs, tweeting them, writing at them, and expressing the view that what the government is doing to higher education isn't on, and we stand against it. Because demonstrations on their own are just one part of a wider campaign. So the student union has been lobbying local MPs about the abolition of maintenance grant. We've been in conversation with the UK, and we've been forming part of the NUS's campaigns as well. I certainly would say so. I think showing that students are a united bloc is really important, to show that not only are we united, but there's a lot of power in the student movement. And if you look at the gains of other protests throughout the world, most recently in South Africa, students have been successful in reversing tuition fee rises and getting a whole host of demands from the government. So on Friday, the government released the Higher Education Green Paper. This is probably the biggest shake-up that will happen to higher education in over a generation. This is bigger than the £9,000 fees, in that this will radically reform the sector. It will increase private providers in universities. It will take universities out of freedom of information. We'll see tuition fees go up. We'll see the new teaching excellence framework. And what worries me the most is, in the Green Paper, they've mentioned student unions directly in the context of their reforms to trade unions. So we'll probably see legislation that will weaken the power of student unions. While the aim is to improve teaching, the way they're going about it is making universities focus on a really narrow range of metrics. Because teaching excellence isn't really something that you can quantify. I mean, how can you measure challenging people's minds and making them answer new questions and think of new ideas? It's more about getting employers and businesses involved in the curriculum, in shaping universities, rather than focusing on excellent teaching.